Your color isn't wrong, your undertone changed. If the shade that once loved you now makes your skin look sallow, your eyes dull, or your hair feel heavy on camera, that's undertone drift, normal in our 50s and 60s as skin softens and hair fibers refine. Give me 10 minutes and I'll show you 5 precise color moves that brighten eyes, soften skin, and make hair read fuller, without chasing 30 or living at the salon. Welcome to Golden After 60. I'm your senior beauty editor, the friend who speaks salon and translates it into real life. Today we'll drop 3 shades that quietly age you and replace them with 5 flattering alternatives engineered for mature skin and finer textures. I'll use my Cut Care Color Playbook, Value Contrast 70/30, to set the right light-to-depth ratio for your face, texture stacking to build believable fullness with tiny tonal shifts, and the face framing trifecta, temple, hairline, jaw, so 30% of your light does 100% of the work. You'll get quick at-home tests and word-for-word salon scripts so you never freeze in the chair again. If this is the kind of practical, grown woman guidance you've been missing, save this now for your next appointment and hit subscribe so you can find it when you need it. Secret number 1, retone your gray from icy to glowing silver. If you've embraced gray or you're growing it in, the fastest way to look fresher is not more bleach. It's a half-step retone from icy blue cast silver to soft pearl or smoke, plus a few whisper-thin lowlights 1 shade deeper around the temple, hairline, and just behind the ear. Those fine ribbons add believable dimension so strands read thicker and shinier, and the warmer glaze bounces friendlier light onto mature skin. Hair fiber diameter and density naturally decline with age, which is why solid, super cool gray can photograph chalky and flat. Micro-depth restores movement and shine while lowering stark hair-to-skin contrast. Most people have at least some gray by their 50s, so the goal isn't to fight silver. It's to tune it so your face looks clear and rested. Here's how to sanity check your undertone at home. Stand in window light with no makeup and hold up 3 T's, optic white, heather gray, and warm cream. If cream calms redness and brightens your eyes, your silver wants pearl/smoke rather than more ice. When you book the appointment, be precise. Say to your colorist, keep my gray but neutral to pearl the tone, no blue cast. Place ultra-fine lowlights 1 shade deeper at the temple, front hairline, and just behind the ear for soft reflection. Highlights and lowlights are a proven way to blend gray elegantly and soften regrowth lines without committing to a full recolor. A quick maintenance note from decades in this chair, and as a woman in her 60s who wears silver proudly, use purple shampoo sparingly. It's a great tool for knocking back brass, but overuse can mute shine and leave a lavender film that ages the color on camera. Reserve it for when you actually see yellowing, not every wash. Between services, a clear or pearl gloss every 6 to 8 weeks keeps the tone luminous while respecting the fact that aging strands carry less pigment and sebum and therefore reflect less light on their own. 2 quick case studies. Marjorie, 68, arrived with Instagram silver that looked glamorous under studio lights and severe at brunch. We warmed her toner to pearl and placed 6 micro lowlights, 2 at each temple, 1 behind the ear, 1 at the nape. The next day her friends asked if she'd finally slept. Same haircut, new undertone. My own turn. When my gray drifted icy last winter, I looked stern in every selfie. 1 pearl glaze and 4 face-framing lowlights later, my jawline softened and my blush looked like skin again, not makeup. Tell me in the comments, are you team pearl or team smoke? Do you wear glasses, and did a warmer toner stop your frames from arguing with your hairline? If you've added lowlights, did 4, 6, or 8 face-framing foils give you the sweet spot? Now that your silver reads luminous. The next upgrade is contrast control, trading jet black for soft espresso to keep depth without harshness. Secret number 2, retire jet black for deep espresso, soft power, not harsh contrast. Retire jet black and ask for espresso or soft espresso chocolate with a subtle root shadow and 2 micro highlight shades that are 1 to 2 levels lighter around the face and crown. You'll still read as dark and polished, but the edge softens in the best way. Jet black creates more contrast than most mature skin can comfortably carry. The result is shadowing under the eyes and a hard outline around the nose and mouth. Espresso lowers that contrast toward a friendlier 70/30 balance, so light reflects back onto the face and your features look clearer. As hair fibers get finer with age, a solid, ultra-dark block can look helmet stiff. Micro highlights add tiny threads of illumination, what I call texture stacking, so hair appears fuller and has movement instead of mass. This shift suits anyone who has worn black for years, has deep brows and eyes, or wants richness without severity. It's especially beautiful on olive, tan, and deep skin tones and plays nicely with glasses. Tortoise and espresso are natural allies. If you're unsure, do a quick test in window light. Take one selfie in a black scarf and another in a deep brown. If the brown softens under eye shadows and your natural lip looks healthier, espresso is your lane. Here's exactly what to say at the salon. Please shift me from jet black to espresso with a soft root shadow. Add micro highlights 1 to 2 levels lighter around my face and crown for light play. Keep them fine and diffused, not chunky. Plan on a gloss every 6 to 8 weeks to maintain shine and keep warmth controlled. Avoid a solid, one-note dark formula. It makes gray regrowth lines pop within days and forces you into constant touch-ups. Root shadow plus scattered micro highlights disguise the line of demarcation and buy you time between appointments. Diane, 64, stayed black to hide grays, but her part line shouted back at her by week 2. We moved her to espresso and laced in tea-colored micro highlights near the part and temples. Her grays blurred into the blend, she stretched appointments to 8 weeks, and she looked noticeably more rested on camera. And I'll own this personally. I wore jet black through my 50s because it felt like armor. At 62, I noticed it photographed harshly, and every silver at my part upstaged my smile. Switching to soft espresso with a smoky root shadow didn't change my identity. It changed how my face caught the light. If you wear tortoise frames, love camel and navy, or prefer a nude rose lipstick to a blue-red, tell me in the comments and I'll steer you to the right espresso tone, golden, neutral, or cocoa. If black felt too stark on you, the next mistake is the opposite extreme, platinum that reads too pale. Up next, we'll replace it with a sunlit blonde trio, wheat, beige, and honey, that restores glow without brittleness. Secret number 3, trade platinum for sunlit blonde, wheat, beige, and honey. Trade platinum or ultralight blonde for a sunlit blonde that looks like daylight, not studio white. Ask your colorist to build a trio, a wheat root shadow for gentle depth at the scalp, beige through the mids for a soft, healthy body color, and tiny honey glints at the hairline and crown so the face reads brighter. Platinum often requires overlifting, which raises porosity, strips moisture, and makes ends look brittle. By reintroducing warmth and depth, sunlit blonde reflects light instead of scattering it. The wheat root shadow fakes density at the part, and those honey touches at the temples, front hairline, and along the crown, the classic face-framing trifecta, bring out eye color and soften skin tone on camera and in daylight. This shift suits anyone naturally light to medium who feels washed out, anyone whose ash blonde photographs flat, and anyone noticing finer fiber diameter with age. If you tend to look sallow under cool lighting or find that icy toner settles into dryness by week 2, you're the ideal candidate. A quick test at home. In window light, hold 3 paint chips to your cheek. Cool ivory, wheat, and light honey. If wheat or honey calms surface redness and your eyes look clearer, you'll wear the sunlit blend beautifully. Here's the exact language to bring to the chair. Let's move from platinum to a sunlit multi-blonde, wheat root shadow, beige mids, and very fine honey highlights around my face. Keep everything diffused and micro-fine so the grow out is soft, not stripy. Finish with a neutral to warm gloss. Maintenance is straightforward. Include a bond builder in your color service and use a weekly mask at home. Keep the root shadow so regrowth looks intentional. Blend wheat, beige, and honey rather than chasing one flat light tone. Do not keep bleaching to match white regrowth. You'll trade brightness for breakage and end up cutting length to recover. Elena, 72, loved her platinum but felt invisible next to her hair. We lowered her root to wheat, kept the mids beige, and skimmed honey along the hairline. The next day her daughter said, "Now I see Mom, not just the hair." I'll add my own note as a 64-year-old editor. I wore icy for years because cameras loved it. My skin didn't. The month I shifted to a wheat shadow with a thin honey halo, people asked if I'd slept better. Same cut, kinder undertone. Tell me where you land. Team Sunlit Blonde, Team Espresso Brunette, or Team Silver Glow, and what's your eye color so I can tailor swatch guides? Have you noticed more breakage after heavy bleach? How many weeks do you stretch between glosses? 6, 8, or 10? If you've tried a root shadow, did your grow out look softer? Next, we'll move into the caramel hazelnut spectrum for women who want radiance without going lighter. Secret number 4, the caramel hazelnut spectrum, the effortless radiance zone. The caramel hazelnut spectrum is the most forgiving lane for mature color because it warms the face without shouting. Think of caramel as golden and light reflective, and hazelnut as soft chestnut with the faintest hint of copper. The technique that makes it sing is fine micro-balayage placed at the face-framing trifecta, temple, hairline, jaw, while keeping the back 1 to 2 levels deeper so the face reads brighter and the silhouette has structure. On camera and in daylight, that gentle front light with a slightly deeper perimeter creates the ideal 70/30 value contrast, luminous around the features, supportive behind them. Why it works comes down to optics and aging hair mechanics. As we move through menopause, many of us experience a decrease in fiber diameter and overall density. Solid, single-note color can make hair look thinner and more see-through. Multi-tone warm browns blend, rather than blanket, grays, so you get soft diffusion instead of a hard regrowth line. The layered tones create micro-shadows that fake fullness and amplify shine, and the warmer undertone subtly echoes the natural peach gold flush that mature skin tends to develop, which is why the complexion looks calmer and eyes appear brighter. This lane suits almost everyone who feels jet black is too severe or pale blonde too fragile. It's especially harmonious with wardrobes built on cream, camel, olive, and navy because the hair's warmth ties those neutrals together. If you're unsure, do a quick jewelry test in window light. A small gold stud in one ear and silver in the other. If gold softens sallowness and lights your eyes, caramel hazelnut is your direction. Here's the exact language to bring to your appointment. Take me to a caramel hazelnut blend with fine micro-balayage at the hairline, temples, and a soft touch at the jaw. Keep the back 1 level deeper for dimension and finish with a golden, not red gloss. Avoid pushing the formula too copper. Strong orange bands can clash with natural facial rosiness and look brassy as they fade. A quick example from the chair. Priya, 66, had an ashy brown that reads stern in daylight. We shifted her to hazelnut and painted the thinnest caramel ribbons only at the trifecta points. The next week, she told me her co-workers asked if she'd changed her eye makeup. Her green eyes simply looked clearer. Personally, at 62, I made the same move from ash to hazelnut with caramel near the temples and hairline. My granddaughter noticed first. "Your eyes look lighter." Same cut, just smarter placement and undertone. Tell me this, would you start with caramel in front and hazelnut in back, or keep a hazelnut base with a few caramel ribbons? What's your eye color, and does gold or silver flatter you more? If you're curious about adding quiet personality on top of this warmth, the next segment explores plum or burgundy accents, kept under 30%, for a graceful, camera-friendly pop. Secret number 5, jewel notes. Plum or burgundy accents, personality softly. Plum or deep burgundy accents are an elegant way to express personality without overhauling your base. Think pencil-thin peekaboo ribbons, soft balayage, or a couple of temple lights laid over espresso, hazelnut, or even natural silver. Keep the color to 30% or less of your overall look, so the classic 70/30 balance, most of the hair natural, the rest for interest, stays refined and easy to wear on and off camera. Why it works. Red-violet tones sit opposite green on the color wheel, so they make green and hazel eyes come alive, yet they read sophisticated rather than flashy. Strategically placed contrast creates the illusion of movement and density, which is especially helpful as hair fibers get finer with age. Because these shades are accents, maintenance is light. A salon glaze every 6 to 8 weeks keeps them luminous. If you prefer at-home refreshes, expect closer to 2 to 4 weeks depending on how often you shampoo. Who it suits: women who like a creative touch, wear glasses, or lean into fall/winter wardrobes and silver jewelry. Plum doesn't fight metal frames, and it harmonizes beautifully with camel, charcoal, navy, and wine tones in your closet. Do a quick at-home test before you book. Swipe one berry plum lipstick on your bottom lip and a beige nude on the top. In daylight, which makes your skin look fresher and your eyes brighter, if the berry wins, your hair will love plum accents. Bring this verbatim to your appointment. Keep my base natural, espresso or hazelnut. Add subtle plum or burgundy accents, fine ribbons near the temples, and a few underlayers that flash when I move. I want glow, not a fashion block. For upkeep, use a color-safe shampoo, avoid high-heat tools on the highlighted pieces, and schedule a quick gloss when the tone starts to look flat. Resist the urge to do a full head of violet. Once it fades unevenly, you'll spend time and money correcting it. Sandra, 70, sings in a jazz trio and worried color would look try-hard. We placed 4 plum ribbons over espresso, 2 at the temples, 2 hidden underneath. On stage, they caught the light like satin. Off stage, her hair read classic, not colored. Speaking personally, I'm 62 with a softly layered bob and progressive lenses. I wear 2 pencil-thin plum lights at my right temple and 1 tucked under my part. They read as shine on Zoom, glow next to my silver hoops at dinner, and give me the fullness I no longer grow naturally, without locking me into monthly appointments. Tell me your eye color and current base: hazel plus espresso, blue plus silver, brown plus hazelnut, and how often you wash. I'll reply with a placement map and a glaze cadence that fits your routine. Next, we'll pair these jewel notes with necklines and lipstick undertones so your hair, skin, and wardrobe sing in the same key. You don't need a makeover, you need micro moves, a smarter undertone, precise placement, and balanced proportion. Keep your overall contrast at a kind 70/30, put the light where the camera looks first, Temple, hairline, jaw, and your eyes read brighter, skin looks softer, and hair appears fuller without extra effort. That's the brief for your next appointment. If your silver reads icy, retone to pearl or soft smoke and add fine lowlights for dimension. If you're still jet black, shift to espresso with micro highlights for polish without the harsh edge. If platinum feels brittle or washout, drop into a sunlit trio, wheat at the root shadow, beige through the mids, honey at the face frame for brightness with moisture. If you live in creams and camels, use caramel hazelnut at the face framing points for instant radiance. And if you crave personality, weave in plum or burgundy accents sparingly, no more than 30%, so it photographs beautifully and grows out gracefully. If this clarified your plan, subscribe for practical, grown woman color and style. Tell me in the comments your current shade and what you're trying next. Sunlit, espresso, silver, caramel hazelnut, or plum accents, and add your eye color so I can tailor swatch guides for you. Save this video for your next salon visit and share it with a friend who's growing in her silver or stuck in a too dark habit. Your color should amplify the woman you are now, not the shade you wore for her a decade ago. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I'm proud of you for choosing with intention. I'll see you in the next video, where we match these colors to the right neckline and lipstick to lock in the glow.